everyone hear me? There it is. Hey, you summoned a lesser maker. Today, we're going to be painting the Temple of Nurgle. Yesterday, when I was priming this, I just popped this center tower off for ease of painting, and surprisingly, it was a little too easy. But yeah, so far so good. Yeah, that's probably good. And we're just going to be painting this together. We spent several days scratch building this whole building. And what we had here before was this castle piece that I wasn't super happy with. It was made out of some styrofoam cups, and the texture of the stonework just wasn't really doing it for me. So I think it's a considerable upgrade, not just in playability or just like aesthetic, but overall I think it's really good. Alright, let's do this. Alright. So we're just going to be using craft paints for this. This is my typical like workflow, but yeah, we're just going to be doing this today. Hey, how you doing? We're going to be painting my Temple of Nurgle. So I tore off this small tower in the middle, and yeah, so that's what we're doing. I have it kind of blown out. It's really bright over here, so we can see kind of all the textures on the black foam. I primed it all black yesterday, and then we're going over this with craft paints. So yeah. I don't know why I needed to say that again, but apparently I did. I'm not going to overthink it. Nah, dude, don't feel bad about missing anything. I'm glad you're here now. These aren't homework, so they're optional. Alright. I think it's probably best to start off with the stonework. I like to do those like a limestone color, and I think it's going to contrast pretty good with kind of the floor plan, like the stonework for the ground. So yeah, I think that's a good starting point. This is my bucket of craft paints. It's super organized. You're super jealous. I buy exclusively through the Dollar Tree because honestly, the acrylic paints cover really well on that first coat, and I like my paint to be kind of transparent so that the black kind of shows through just a little bit. You'll get more details as we're going through this, but I'm not too picky. Yeah, and I'm not too skilled either, so this is pretty accessible to anyone. Hey Adam, how you doing? Let's see. I need my white paint. And my yellow paint, but it's not in here. Some of my paint ran away. Oh, huh. cut it out already. Okay, so to mix this limestone color, usually I use a dot of brown and then a little bit of this yellow. All paint names are made up, so I'm not gonna bother you with that. A little bit of white and maybe a little bit of green because I want this to look kind of gross, but we're gonna mix it really loosely so that it kind of, there are some more green spots and some more yellow spots, and it'll kind of work itself out. All right, so let's get started. I'll show you the ratios once I get it mixed or on the palette. All right, so a lot of yellow, a little bit of brown, a little bit of white. And I think I'm gonna do a little green. I just said that, but I was gonna go against that. But I changed my mind back, so. All right. All right, so that's the basic color. Something to note is that this is the first time I'm live streaming painting, so it's gonna look way different for you than it will for me because I don't know color balancing all that well. I can kind of fine tune it on my monitor while I'm editing, but who knows about this stuff? So, new territory. Maybe a little paler in one corner. All right, so this is kind of how I like to mix my paint. You're probably not going to see it very well, but I have a lighter yellow here, a greener yellow here, and a browner yellow here. And I kind of, while I'm painting, mix in different ways, just depending on what areas I'm going to paint. So, yeah. Let's just get started, I think. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I like it a lot. All right. Something to note, and I know I just put my first brush stroke in and I'm already stopping, but oh, sweet. Maybe it was my twin brother. No, just kidding. He lives in Oregon. I'm just dabbing. I'm overbrushing this paint because I want the texture to be. I want the bricks to be separate than the grout. I want my grout to be black. That, from the references I've looked at, that's my preferred way of doing it. Yeah. So don't go too like stabbing it in. You want to just kind of like overbrush it, just like this. And then you get a little bit of the green. That's not green enough. I'm gonna go in the corner here with some of the greener yellow. And you can, just with this little amount of paint, you can really just see this whole building come to life. And that's my favorite part. I'm not doing 800 coats on this because it would take forever. One coat, a couple stabs of paint, and it does the trick. So, yeah. Let's get you a little closer. All right. Hopefully the color is okay here. I don't know how to do that particularly well, so you'll just have to believe me. It's really yellow in person. Some of this lighter in these areas up here, that'll make it just look a little bit taller. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to the other camera. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, I'm always surprised. I always like doubt myself, and then like the painting steps come together, and I'm like, yeah, this is fun. Really have to reach over here to get all these spots. Alright. I think, I mean, it looks pretty good. I might, maybe a little more tan, like a little lighter in some spots. Kind of sprinkle in some lighter areas. And remember, we got this building going here, or a similar building. I don't know if I'll keep this one, but we don't have to be super detailed here because you're not gonna see it. So just to be real, like sometimes you don't have to be too sticklers about it. Okay is good enough in my book, so. But this does look pretty good, so. Yeah, that looks cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's fun. Well, that went much faster than I thought it would. I guess I could just add a little bit more green in some spots. We're going to be painting all these windows green, so usually I do this after, but maybe since it's wet, I can wet blend it a bit. Right. I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit. Oh, I should fill up my paint cup. Guys, yeah, it's been looking good. Nice to do something kind like relaxing after a hectic day of work. So, oh, I definitely like. I wish I could blue skidoo right onto these boards. I get it. No, still one. I always go too far. Like, you don't want to mess it up too much. Just gonna do some highlights. All right. Man, I need to get more fan brushes. My fan brushes got lost or like thrown away or borrowed by my daughter. Probably that's the most likely scenario, but yeah, I like a good fan brush because typically the problem with a brush is like the point gets frayed, but with a fan brush, if you're bad at cleaning brushes like me, it'll fan out more, which just makes it a more successful brush. Yeah, it's like the perfect stupid proof brush in my opinion. So I need to get more of those. Okay, so I probably need to do the wood grain next. We got a lot of that, so I think that will be fun. I need to switch out my paint palette. this one. Stay, don't fall. I'm hoping this week we can start painting the Skaven Nurgle warband. I mean, I'm definitely going to start. I don't know if we'll stop, but that's been on the list for far too long, so... Oh, they like suctioned on. That's weird. Yeah, that one looks cool. Oh, maybe it's the residual blue tack adhesive making them stick on. Yeah, that's what it is. I started. I don't know how familiar with you guys, like with my videos, you guys are. It'll depend on the person, but the week of my tournament in my house, I started painting these guys with oil paints, and they're just now completely solid. It took like almost 2 months straight of drying. It was ridiculous. So yeah, I've been kind of hinting at it like finally being dry, but now they're like actually dry, which is nice. So okay, so I'm gonna grab some white paint. No, you can't see that. White paint, brown paint, and blue paint, and this is gonna be our dead wood color. I'm looking for a gray, but it's gonna hint like with a hint of blue. It's gonna with just a little hint of blue, it's gonna make it look really dead and dried out. Much like this. This looks really dead and dry. With all the, like, in the context of all the other colors here, it's gonna look really good. I did the same here on this one. This one's a little grayer, but honestly, the variety, like this one, the variety of different hues that come in, I think kind of play to kind of a realistic world. Each thing's gonna look a little different, so I don't really like make recipes. I just kind of mix them in like as I need them. Just kind of let it do its thing. So anyway, just a little bit of white. Actually, this one, it's probably a ratio of mostly white, residual, like a couple dots of brown. That's too much, but this time it's going to be a little more brown. And then just a little bit of blue. And then if I want it to be kind of a mossy wood, I also throw in just a little green or a little bit of yellow too. I think we'll start out with just this for now. We'll just kind of mix this one together, because I kind of mix this one in a particular way. So you see how there's streaks in this paint? That's what you want when doing this, because I want to apply a wood grain on this wood with one brush stroke. With one brush stroke, there's going to be like some lighter parts, some darker parts, some bluer parts, and that's going to be the wood grain that I want. So yeah, so now we can kind of just paint it. Yeah, wait till I turn this thing around and start painting the inside. It's crazy, so it turned out really cool. Alright, so just a little bit of, honestly, it needs to be a little more blue. So craft paint always will go on a lot brighter than it dries, and that's something you'll get used to. Um, I used to kind of freak out, but I mean, even if it is a little brighter than you want it to be, you can always put a wash on after. If you're starting with a black base coat, though, you probably don't need it. So, yeah. For this texture, I tend to kind of try to not overbrush and get all the colors pretty opaque. But that will inevitably mean that I paint over some other details. But at this stage, we're so early into it, you don't need to worry about it. So. All right. Has anyone seen Kit Bash Chaos's new warband? Because that video was fun. Uh, I thought it was a really cool addition to his warbands or his Bretonian army. Alright. So we basically have all we have all the rooftops painted. Now we just have the timbers to do on either side over here. That is a lot more detailed, so let's see if I can get you a little closer. Focus in. Oh, that's good. I just spilled a lot. of my soda. All right. Well, I gotta get a towel. I just spilled my drink. Rip. All right. That should probably be good for now. Try to get this a little closer. Okay, so we got a lot of wood panels to go. They're kind of mixed matched in different directions. I always like to paint in the direction of the wood grain. And this is balsa wood too, so it has much more of a texture than popsicle sticks. So you don't have to be so picky about getting the wood grain texture like you do with the popsicle sticks, because it has that texture already baked in. But just to make sure that it matches, you do want to make sure that there is some variety in the different colors you're going. So just a little bit more blue in some areas will help kind of sell that effect in other places where there isn't texture and blend it in. Yeah, this is why I like using balsa wood so much. It just like makes easy so no, ugh, makes painting so easy. Makes easy so painting. Ugh, can't talk. All right, so this is a stucco area right here, and then this is wood. That's stucco, that's stucco. This is all stucco too. All right. It's been a while since I built this, so usually I finish building it like the day before and then I prime it. So I'm pretty familiar with where all the details are, but it's been a couple days, so. All right. I'm gonna add a little bit more green and blue to this palette, just like a dot of each. Oh, that was way more than a dot. Just like a quarter size of each. Yeah, just like I planned it. And then I'm mixing it into kind of the color that I use for the wood, and then I'll just kind of blend this in, just to kind of add a bit more variety. The green's good for like the bottom boards, and then the blue is good for like the sky areas. And then when you just add a color where you think it might be a little more interesting. Like this side's a little like blah, but now it's a little like, yeah, you know? Perfect. That's exactly what you want. And then I have more of the green. I'm gonna do this under the windows. Just because I know it's gonna be green eventually. And if I can add that hue now, it'll be a foundation that I can add to later. And maybe I won't have to add it later, which is another color I won't have to mix. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit. Oh no, I should do the other side before I do the stucco. All right. Yeah, let's spin this around, and then oh no. Well, I'll have to fix that later. I won't spill anything this time, I promise. Yeah, I have a little bit of this color left, so let's use it. You can really see here what the direction of the panels does to a build like this. Like this one, this side is just popsicle sticks. Yeah, this one is just popsicle sticks, but just by switching up the direction of the panels, it can look really ramshackle. There's like only texture here on the edges really, but it really goes a long way to make something look just like haphazardly built. And that's the whole goal. All right. All right. Yeah, that's perfect. There's the camera. This wood is a lot more tan than the other one. I should add a little bit more blue. You just really see it just like become dead right before your eyes when you do stuff like this. Yeah, that looks better. I think there were a couple here. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that looks great. Now we have all the wood flooring in this section, but I think I want to paint all this at the same time, doing the exterior first and then doing the interior separate. Well, I do have this color already mixed though. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm gonna make it a little more green because it's like mossy and kind of wet. I think this is the last wood panel in here. All right. Cool. All right, let's go back to the front. And I have to let this dry for a little bit before we keep going. Although I think maybe there's some panels here. Yeah, let's let the wood dry just for a little bit after painting these guys. Man, this is really hard to see. Oh, there's some here too. Alright, now we can let it dry for a little bit. Alright, so what are you guys working on? I'm going to turn on my fan all the way up to help the drying process. If it's loud, let me know and I'll turn it down. It should cancel out though. Is it just me working today? Okay, good. Dang. Yeah, I can't. Luckily, I don't have to work a ton of overtime. Although I guess I'm working overtime right now doing this just on my own time. But yeah, I don't have much patience for stuff like that, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, this is my favorite part too. Just seeing it all go like I think my favorite part is priming something so that it's like all going from like different materials unified into one like object. And then you get to paint it and make it look real. And that's a lot of fun. I gotta be honest, like as far YouTube has not been super nice. Like it's super irregular as far as like how many views I get. I don't think a lot of people like to subscribe to like small channels. Obviously you guys are the exception because you're here today, but yeah, I'm so far from being able to go full time. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm gonna change my production schedule from a video every week to every other week, and then alternate that week that I'm not doing a video or a week that I'm not doing a video, doing live streams or a live stream. Just because it's just been kind of exhausting, and yeah, so, but overall, like I'm meeting every expectation that I have of myself and the channel. I expected absolutely nothing and I'm exceeding that, so I'm plenty happy with what we're doing. So yeah, exactly, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm so far from being able to do it full time. The whole goal for like Patreon and oh, would I if I could? Absolutely. I would love to do this forever. Yeah. Yes, I would. 100%. But yeah, I'm not at the moment. I'm not really thinking about it. I don't. I'm one of those people who I'll get my hopes up if I start thinking about stuff like that, and I won't be happy with what I'm doing, or the things that I'm doing aren't meeting goals that I meet. So right now I'm just content and happy with what I'm doing. So, but yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want that? That would be amazing. So I would say that my goal for this next year is to go to Adepticon and Under the Dice Fest. And just like kind of put myself out there personally. I don't really like go out seeking attention, but I know a lot of people want to like meet now, so that's probably my next like goal, is to kind of get outside my box a little and enjoy you guys, because my biggest takeaway from YouTube is the community is great and I want more of that. So yeah. Yeah, yeah, a couple years ago, my goal um wasn't to like get an outcome. It was just to post a video every week and see where it gets me. Um but right now, maybe it's just the perfect, like the certain season of my life right now. It's just hard to get that done. um well, no, okay, so it's not hard to get it done. I can definitely do it, but I'm kind of, it's a butt total, like it's a butt ton of work to get a video done every week. And YouTube, just like, I've kind of hit a wall with YouTube where it just does not reward it. And if anything, it makes my videos perform worse. And if it didn't do that second part, if it just was like, your videos are going to get viewed, I'd probably be okay with doing it. But it seems like the more I do it, the less it likes it, if that makes sense. And I just, that's kind of a tough pill to swallow a little. So yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that uh, the companies that there are definitely companies that will reach out to people wanting to give you like free things, but that's another downside to doing something every week, is I have no time to get a video approved because I edit the night before every day or every week. So I gotta like get that negotiated in the contract to like say, okay, well, I need someone scheduled between this time and this time, my time, and you guys got to get it like approved by then, or I'm posting it, and you're gonna have to be okay with the video. So yeah, it's a lot of headache to like negotiate stuff like that. And it's more work than it's worth, because I'll spend like 30 hours on a video, and then just because it has a company title in it, the video won't perform as well. Or I'll have a Temu video, just as an example. I mean, this never happened or anything. I'll have a Temu video, and then everyone will just be like, how dare you work with Temu? So yeah, it's just like there's no winning. So yeah. It's hard, but it's fun. Okay, so I would say that probably outside looking in, you'd think that the companies you get to potentially work with are your favorite parts, but it's definitely the people commenting every week that really fuel my fire. And like people who come back every single like live stream, or you know, that to me is much more fulfilling than a company reaching out and saying, hey, let's work together. So yeah, that's fair. I got a laser cutter for doing a video. I traded it. I shouldn't have done it, but I traded it 3 videos for that one laser cutter, and it's a cool toy for sure, but I didn't really enjoy the product, and that hurts when you spend like all that time doing something and you're like, it just doesn't work as good as I hoped. So yeah, oh well. All right. So now let's paint the stucco. I'm gonna use maybe a little orange. I haven't used orange for stucco before, so why not experiment live on camera? Just do a little bit of white as well. Let's add a little green in the corner here, and that will look good as like a damp stucco color. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. And yeah, I don't feel bad for like wanting to do things. I think everyone hopes and dreams for stuff like that, but it sucks when reality is less than amusing. So So the stucco here. Stucco. We Thanks, dude. Yeah, I really enjoyed that video too. It was a lot more fun to make than I don't know. You never know what to expect, really. Uh, Opening your house to a bunch of people you've never really met before in person. But it was way better, and it was everything I hoped. So that was really great. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. As an introvert, I was panicking inside. Let's use this one, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna paint all the gargoyles, the weather vanes, this, what is it called? The chapel topper, I guess. I don't know. uh, and the shingles, we're all gonna do that one color, which is my favorite color, green. And this is gonna, like, I always like to make the brightest color on my builds, like the windows, really bright, so that you can just say to the people, your opponent, or just like as an easy rule, hey, anything that is green can be shot through like a window. Uh, you get one cover if you're behind it. If you're shooting towards the street, uh, like you can shoot through it. So that's kind of like my rule of thumb. You can just say it real easy. It's also a bright color usually, so like gargoyles are really nice to paint that color to kind of steal the show a bit from any unsightly areas. So yeah, so let's paint. Let's get a color ready. I have several colors. I like to start with the dark green, and then I have like a mid-tone, and then I have like a neon green to kind of finish it off. Yeah, so between the three of these colors, I kind of wet blend them all together directly onto the miniature, and it usually works out. So Right, so you can kind of see that in comparison to my other colors I've been using. These ones are for the gargoyles, the windows, the shingles, and all that. Yeah, I love the vibe of 1490 Doom. That guy was super nice when I reached out to him. Yeah, he was. We were talking about benefits earlier about like having a YouTube channel. It was pretty cool to like reach out and then being like, "Oh, I love your stuff." That's something I'm getting used to. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess I'm not invisible anymore." So, yeah, that was cool. Yeah, it was fun. I'm going to another tournament in LA in at the end of August. I guess it's the Mordheim Quarterly, and I'm going to be bringing my whole 4-foot board to play, or for other people to play on and stuff. And yeah, driving gives me a lot of anxiety, especially in LA. So wish me luck. But yeah, it should be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I used matte spray paint for this, but it's like borderline glossy for some reason. So it's kind of like repelling the paint, which hasn't really happened before. Must be because of the live stream. But yeah, that's weird. So I think this one is gonna need a couple coats to make sure that it's like actually solid. I don't want it to wipe off. Craft paint, this paint rarely wipes off, so it should be all right. But I'd rather make sure that it's like not going to. Yeah, that's weird. All right. Yeah, it should be. I'm really excited for it. It's so weird. This never happens. I kind of. No, that's weird. All right. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm really happy. Come along great. All right. That looks cool. Definitely windows. The whole building accessories STL pack is my favorite. Out of all the other ones that I've made, it's just I should probably make it the building essentials STL pack, because it's just like windows, hanging signs. They're just all super useful. And I actually made that STL pack for this board. So like these little hanging signs, I printed that out in resin, but I also have one out, I think. This is an FDM print of one of my hanging signs, and it works out fine. Doors. Yeah, so windows and doors are always good. I have this one. I think I released this one. Yeah, I think I've released this one. Hopefully. It's been a while since I did, if I have, so a couple months. So maybe it's not, but I don't know. Oh, and I should say, my STLs are super helpful. They're they're pretty organized in the shop tab if you need help tracking them down. I have links. They're in the shop tab, but if you look in the description of the shop tab, there's links to the Patreon post that they're free on. It just helps track them down in my head. I'm not this best organized person, so if you ever need help tracking any of them down, just message me or leave a comment on a YouTube video or whatever, and I'm happy to help. So reach out on the Discord, and I can do that. The trade-off for them being free is it's kind of a scavenger hunt. So, sorry. My first STL pack was these windows for my greenhouse, and I don't know. I put them together in like 2 hours, all of them, and it was like super easy. Uh, no STL packs were easy again. It's always like that, isn't it? But that one turned out so cool. I decided to make STL packs, and so that one, I mean, I'm a little biased because it got the whole thing started, but that one's pretty good too. I like that one. You just have to look Victorian Greenhouse Summon Lesser Maker, and you'll find that video. Um, yeah, that one was cool. I like that one. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Seems like it's stopped being hydrophobic now that the paint's kind of tacking up. That was really weird. I don't know what happened. I think the gloss and the paint's kind of like, well, it was matte though. I don't know why the paint was so glossy. It's kind of weird. Anyway. Yeah, I hope they turn out good for you. All right. Well, oh, you can't see me. Here's my paintbrush. So I think next I gotta start painting the shingles, and I'm scared of the inside. Honestly, there's so much going on in there, but I think it's gonna look good. So I'm gonna just lie to myself and just say, yeah, I could do that. Yeah. Maybe I could just like kind of touch this up a little with a little brighter green. All right, let's paint those shingles. Hey Neil, how you doing? We're just painting some shingles, so you know, fun stuff. Unacceptable. No, that's good. We're good. This week, so for those who are new, it's my 11th wedding anniversary, so I'm not doing a video this week. I'm doing live streams every weekday. I'm gonna try to do it Friday too, but Friday I'm gonna be doing a trip with my wife, our 11th wedding anniversary. So that's kind of the main reason I've been doing these live streams. So yeah. So now that you know, there you go. So no video this week, but I'm gonna get back on the train soon after the vacation. So should be nice. Hey, thanks. You and Neil popped up at the same moment. You could be the same person for all I know. I really just miss some wood grain here, and like all this stuff back here is all missing. Oh well. Yeah. I am gonna try to. I would hate to not edit down some. Like, I'm spending all this time making this footage, so it would be great to be able to edit it down, but I'm gonna be realistic with myself, and I don't know how well it will edit down, because I'm kind of new to like choreographing all this stuff. So hopefully, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. This one just might be a page. No. This one might be a live stream exclusive for all I know. Shingles. Yeah. On this one, I don't think I didn't add any shingles on this one. That's weird. Oh well. Sweet. Yeah, the Victorian greenhouse is one of my favorite. We were just talking about that earlier, and you might have been here. I don't know, but yeah, I love that one. Ah, that's the wrong color. Alright, so it's almost 4. This is taking a lot longer than I initially thought. I think I'm going to be streaming till 4:30. So that will give me some time to let this dry and apply a wash. I'm not sure we're gonna get to the inside today. I really thought this would go much faster. I don't really time myself when I'm making the video. Yeah. Man, I really like the green. That was kind of a happy accident. You probably can't even see it, but that looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to add some over here. All right. You know, one of the comments I always got on my YouTube videos was I needed to add more scatter terrain, and I think people kind of forget like how small these are. Yeah, these boards, like, they're really tight and packed. Like, you kind of need that open space sometimes, especially if you have some undead warbands. So yeah, those open spaces can really kill you. I've been there. You know, I'm thanks, Spore Frog. I appreciate that a lot. I always wonder if I shout out stuff too much because, you know, I have all the STLs and I have all the like stuff that I do on the side to kind of help make the video a little more interesting. So I'm glad it doesn't like feel like an ad. That makes me really relieved. Yeah, it's been fun hanging out with you guys live. It just makes it feel a little bit more real. I've you know, you're kind of in a vacuum when you're creating the video, and then like it releases for like a day, and then you get a couple comments and you're like, yeah, and I respond to each one, and then it like disappears, you know. So it's been cool to like see you guys and hang out. Makes it feel a little bit more real. Yeah. Yeah, my videos are just an advertisement for Dollar Tree. Oh, that's good. I'm glad about that. You know, I do have sections on the Discord for that. but I have not utilized them, and I don't think that many people have. But I mean, feel free. That's not to say that it's wrong to do that. So there it is. All right. All right. It's looking good. When I was live streaming earlier, and I mentioned like sometimes your shingles will just pop up. This is what I was talking about. Just a little dab of super glue on this top shingle, and then you press it down, and it'll be good. So. Center tower. Oh, yes. Yeah, so I had this one here. And I just popped it off, and we'll add it back later. It was just so that I could reach this stuff, because there was no way I could reach it. And honestly, it was ridiculously easy to pop off, which kind of concerns me on a lot of levels. But I guess there was a benefit. All right. Cool. Yeah, those were easy to glue back on, so that's nice. Just to kind of make these gargoyles pop a bit, I'm gonna Let's do a bit of yellow in here. Oh, I forgot about the alpaca. All right. So did anyone see the Superman movie? No spoilers, but was it good? Honestly, I'm really excited for it, so I guess no one. Huh. Just a little bit of a dry brush for the shingles, since I got that yellow on here. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, let's turn this around a bit. Dude, that looks like an awesome haunted house. That looks great. That looks cool. I mean, I gotta be honest, like, uh, if you're nervous about speaking in a different language, it's not that big a deal. I think a lot of people are harder on themselves than they need to be. And I get the fear of like not knowing, but you'll probably be fine. You're typing fine, and that's probably because you're thinking it out and you can think better than you can say. But uh, every a lot of the times when people are nervous about that, I gotta say their English is fine. So yeah, you're better than you think. I think so. You can get the point across, and that's all you need. And it's probably better to like uh, get over that hump, you know, so that now you can practice it and say that you're better. You'll never know until you try. So, but this is coming from a person who is not very good at the English language either. So, you're fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, totally. It's crazy technology can just do that now. So, yeah. Um, why not in the chat while we're kind of letting things dry over here? Why don't we just kind of raise your hand if you're new to the channel, and um, if you're if you have any hobby questions, uh, this is a nice time to do that. I mean, if you're not new to the channel too, I mean, feel free. But I gotta let this dry before I can do wash. So, and I'm not sure it will fully dry. That's one downside to dollar store paint, or probably paint in general, is the dry time. So I didn't need to do this on stream, but I did need to do that just for my mental capacity. Whatever, I can't talk. Anyway, yeah. I guess that means there are no questions in the chat. So are you asking if this is a new board or if I'm going to do another board? Okay, sorry. This is Neil asking. I'm pretty sure you know this isn't a new board. So, My new board is this guy. So this is my 3.5 foot tower. So I'm a little busy. I can't do another one. Yeah. I still have to like do like the whole roof and stuff. I think that is going to be like a deep dive video, like I did for the stonework, deep dive on roofs and shingles and stuff like that, which I think will be a nice video. Yeah. Okay, so as far as game plan for boards, this is what I words. Okay. Typically, what my idea for a board is like, I'll just get like a simple concept like bridge, and that will, or a tower, and that will be the whole concept of the board, and then I can kind of play around with whatever I want within that like idea. Or it could be like a dense city, so I want it to just be alleyways, buildings, and streets. So, and maybe that sounds a little too vague for you. You could also just do like a tavern. A lot of the time I use the boards as a way of consolidating all of my terrain onto a single piece, and the playability is kind of secondary in my opinion, because when you consolidate, it's kind of, you got to kind of figure out how to make the levels all over kind of make sense like in a city. So here, let me show you. So this is my tavern board, and the whole idea was for it to be a tavern, and then I had other buildings that I could sprinkle around it. And for me, it's more interesting to have elevation than it is to like just have everything flat. It makes the square footage of your board bigger. That's why people have 2-story houses, and it makes sense that way, you know what I mean? Hopefully I'm making sense anyway. So the more like elevation the platforms like stack on top of each other, like you could put a mini here or here, so you're getting double the play area when you do that. And that's kind of the basic rule of thumb for me. I just try to add a lot of variety, and if I get stuck like for ideas, especially for buildings, I always kind of put a mini in the middle of it, and then I say, okay, in my head at least, I'll just say, okay, let's say this area is blocked off. Where do I go from here? And then that's basically all you need to start planning a board. Is you just give yourself options, and then you can kind of hopscotch around. So, yeah. As far as uh uh as far as like adding something to my map, like the catacombs or the tower, or by like 4 foot by 4 foot board, um I'm kind of running out of space, so I'm probably gonna look for like a commission or something. I don't know how possible that is, but um, it would be great to be able to get rid of something once I'm done with it. Even the tower, it's kind of unwieldy, and I don't really have a ton of space for it. And the sewer board, I'm putting that one in the garage out in the kind of at the elements. So that one's a little fishy too. Yeah. So I'm struggling there a little bit as far as space. So as far as adding to the map, probably not, but kind of iterating on things that I've already started, that's never off the table. So things like editing this board, that's kind of what I'm gonna try to improve on the stuff I already have, if that makes sense. So the plans for the rest of the week, I have my dwarf treasure hunters primed. I do want to paint that group of miniatures. I have my Nurgle warband primed, and I want to paint those miniatures too. And I know this is kind of a terrain channel, but it would be kind of nice to get some miniatures painted too. So I'll probably be doing some of that. Yeah. I was considering doing the center tower, but I think I'm going to leave that for like an actual video, because I think it's a good topic to say in retrospect. Maybe you can kind of improve on things. So yeah, I've heard Skaven really loves elevation, and even for vampire lords, their initiative roll for all the stuff is pretty, like, it's pretty high, so you have to really roll low for them to be painting video for the dwarves. I might be able to. That's much easier to edit, I think, because I'm not like whipping a camera around. So I might be able to figure that one out. Yeah, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, technically, I guess everyone in Mordheim is a treasure hunter, so they're just dwarves. It's like Chinese food call their food food, not Chinese food. So stupid. Anyway. Yeah, yeah. I don't really remember what I did with this paint job, but it just turned out so freaking good. It's ridiculous. It just looks so realistic. I wish I could. I've tried to recreate it several times, and it just never looks as good. All right, I think let's test it. Ooh. All right. I think we can put a wash over it. I'm gonna go for a brown wash. And maybe a little bit of black. Let me get my spray bottle, and then we can kind of figure it out. I just have to fill this up with water real quick and I'll be right back. I would say this is too tall. 3.5 feet is a little too tall. No, but seriously, like, I always try to just make it believable. The you got to get the ratio of the height and okay, so if you're wanting to build something tall, I would look at reference photos and then kind of model it after that. There's a good tower that was built by the Damned City, I think. Yeah. So I don't know exactly how tall this is, but that's pretty sweet. So his Instagram is the Damned City, and it's I would say, comparing it to one of my things, it's probably at least 2 feet tall. I'm not exactly sure, but that one's pretty cool. So you can kind of get away with anything. Come on, focus. Why isn't it focusing? There it is. All right, so we got our paint. We got my little spray bottle. I got this, I bet everyone can say it in unison, from the dollar store. And yeah, so shocker. I'm putting a little brown in it to kind of help the wood texture, or the wood colors, to have a bit more brown. It's gonna work well with the stonework too. It's a little pale. This has got some black in it too from last time, I think. So yeah, so we're just gonna spritz this on. typically this is one step. So I don't have to go back and do it again. I don't have to make sure that it's not pooling in weird areas. I just let the rain fall down the building where it would naturally fall. And it's usually fine. You don't have to really overcomplicate it too much. So, but sometimes it's like too dark or it looks weird. It's kind of rare, but sometimes, I mean, I mess up literally everything. So, yeah, you can't ruin or ruin. It looks fine. Sometimes I'll just like dab it off too. Kind of drench this side, so yeah. I mean, it'll dry. It's craft paint, so it's gonna go on a little brighter, and it'll dull out as it dries off too. So yeah, easy peasy. And then I just let that dry. Usually I'll do this like all night. So like I'll get home, I'll do some base coats, I'll do the stonework, I'll do the wood, then I'll let it dry for like an hour and a half. I'll eat dinner, I'll take some more time off, and I'll come back here, I'll do all the green details like gargoyles, windows, and then I'll let that dry. Turn on the fan all the way up, and then it'll slowly dry off. And then depends on the day. Sometimes I gotta go to bed at like 8 for work in the morning. I'll get up at 3:30 or 3 a.m. for work, and then I'll spray it down really heavily for the video the next day, and then I'll come back after work. It'll be dry, and then I can do my final like photos and stuff, and then I can edit the video that night. So yeah. But this one is weird in particular because we've got to paint that interior too. So but we'll do that tomorrow. I'm honestly, I can't be bothered today. It's just I want to be happy with the outside, and I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah. Let's see, what time is it? 4:15. Any other terrain questions while we kind of watch this paint dry? This thrilling couple minutes. Yeah, honestly, like these techniques in the videos, I mean, this whole thing's pretty cheap. Like I probably spent I probably spent the most money on the can of foam, and I mean, it wasn't even that much. So yeah, maybe like $15 on this amount of material. Maybe. I'm not the math wizard, but I would say that's pretty accurate. So I mean, it doesn't have to be like, you can do this on a budget. So okay, so as far as furniture and buildings, if you want furniture and buildings, that's totally cool. I think it makes more sense to have like things like chandeliers or like lights in a building or something like that. like torches. The only thing is you gotta build the building bigger than you would trying to fit all that in there. If there is furniture in a building, it's probably being used as like a barricade. So yeah, I would say it's probably being utilized somewhere else, or to repair a wagon or something like that. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be furniture in Mordheim, but the really nice furniture is probably not in it because the rich people got out. That isn't a social commentary, but I mean, it's true. So the chairs and stuff, there's probably chairs in Mordheim, you know. So yeah, definitely, you just kind of got to figure your way out. So stairs, and yeah, improvised like stairs and stairways, that's a really great use for that. I would agree. I typically leave my buildings empty because those types of details don't really inspire me. I think the benefit of that, like there isn't like a big enough like investment, turn on investment. Like you're spending all this time on a little tiny detail that no one will see. If you're 3D printing it, I mean it's as easy as 3D printing it, but yeah, that one's hard. That's kind of, I don't see the use. You could probably omit that detail. Yeah, I did put a throne on my fighting pit. Is it in there? So yeah, you could definitely do it. But it's probably being used as firewood. Let's be honest. Dang. That looks really good. Dang. Yeah, that looks convincing. Holy cow. All right. Well, it doesn't look like this paint's wiping off, even though it like kind of did that hydrophobic thing where it kind of like puddles weird. I'm sure you guys might know what I'm talking about, but you know how like it kind of beads in weird ways. So yeah, but once we let this dry, I bet the next coat of paint will stick really well to it. Now that it's kind of like got a texture. But that's I don't know why it did that. That's so weird. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, painting's kind of a hurry up and wait type thing, so tomorrow I can kind of prepare maybe some talking points. Although you guys are really nice, so you probably don't care. Anyway, I don't know. I stress out about this stuff. So, what I would recommend is the hardest part is finding that group to like invite. I would find a local event and go to it. That initial step to connect with someone, and say, hey, this is something I've been wanting to do. And that initial step is going to go a long way. Now, let's say that you have a hard time finding that. That definitely makes it harder. I would say that you kind of have to reach out online. One of those, I was a part of SoCal Mordheim before I did the tournament, and one of the advice that they were saying was just stay on the group even if there's no one in your area, because eventually there will be someone in your area. Just stay in there, wait it out until someone pops in on the server and says, hey, I'm from that area. That then you finally will have someone, and you can kind of build on that group. And it only takes 2 people to start gaming to like kind of gain that momentum, and hopefully that person's nice. So, but I mean, we're all in that niche group of Mordheim. No one's gonna be if it was Warhammer, like something that's easily accessible like that, I feel like there's more opportunities for people to be kind of, pay to win type snobs. But Mordheim is so niche, like you really got to be willing to do your homework. I don't think there's anyone, I'm sure there's someone, but like 2 people who want to play, those are the people you want. So yeah, that's my advice. Hopefully that helps. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to convince people into a different game. Even the guy who helped me get into set up the event, he wanted me to get into Flames Over Orion, and I'm more of a fantasy guy, so it's like, even though it's similar like tastes, it is kind of niche. So I would say you'd have more luck converting people who are into Age of Sigmar than you would the sci-fi aspect. Some people just don't like fantasy, and I mean, honestly, that's all right. They're wrong, but it's all right. Yeah, Mordheim is so niche, it's hard to connect. Uh, yeah, I mean, you gotta like have the right D&D guy from D&D get into it. So it's more of a role-playing game than it is, you know. Yeah, I mean, 1490 Doom is a good that's a good avenue to be like, hey, there's a game that's a little more complicated but has a lot more depth in it, then people might be into it. It's I bet most people who are into 1490 Doom have heard of Mordheim, and they're like, maybe these rules are a little simpler, which is fair. So, yeah. You could probably push those people to the dark side. And that's still wet. Alright. Well, I'm kind of thinking that's going to be the stream. Yeah. I think we got a couple more minutes for questions. But we'll paint the interior tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out. If anyone has one last question, I'm happy to answer it. But honestly, thank you for being patrons. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the stream. Thanks for just being a part of this little corner of the internet. You guys make me smile, and hopefully, I know most of you, I love to return the favor. So thank you for that. You know, some people, Mordheim is that game that I think a lot of people don't know is free. And if you say that, people are gonna, like, that makes people pay attention just a little bit more. You're just like, did you know it's free though? And you can get everything you want online, and it's a free download. And hey, there's this guy on YouTube. He has free STLs, and you should subscribe to his channel. I'm just kidding. But honestly, like, there's no other game like Mordheim. Every other one is kind of a cash grab, and that's kind of why I like making everything free for you guys, because it's something I appreciate. So yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and thanks for being a part of this whole group. So I genuinely appreciate it. I think that's where we'll leave it today. I'll see you guys tomorrow after work. 2 o'clock my time, Pacific Standard. So you'll have to do the math on your end. But I'll be posting a link on the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description. Follow on the Patreon. I post a link there. I posted a link on Instagram. Simon Lesser Maker everywhere. All right. Have a good one.